Hey, fifth grade. We're going to do a little more work with dividing decimals. We're going to be using the strategy today where we're turning the numbers with decimals into whole numbers, and then using our estimate to look at where to put our decimal. So let's go over the first problem together. Everyone make sure you're on page 224, and we'll get going. All right, it says write a number model. Make an estimate, write a number sentence to record your estimate. Divide as if the dividend were a whole number, so that's a number with the decimal in it. If there's a remainder, write it as a fraction. And use it to round the quotient to the nearest whole number. Use your estimate to place the decimal point. Record your answer. So let's look at number 1. It says 3 sisters set up a lemonade stand. On Wednesday, they make $8.46. If they share the money equally, how much will each sister get? Now, for my number model, I'm going to take my number with the decimal, my dividend, I know it's what I'm splitting up, $8.46, and I'm going to divide that by how many sisters I have, and I have 3. So I'm going to divide it by 3. And I can just say equals M for money. Now, the estimate, you could do 2 things. One, if you really wanted to round it and do it, rounding how you should, you would end up rounding it to a whole number of 8. Now, 8 divided by 3 would work, but it's actually going to make me have to do more work because it says if you get a remainder, which you would in that case, then you'd have to report it as a fraction and then round that fraction to the nearest whole number. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to know that 9 is a good number to use because I know that 3 goes evenly into 9, and it goes into 9 3 times. Now I actually have to do my dividing. So I'm going to write $8.46 or 8 46/100 as a whole number. So I'm just going to ignore this decimal. I'm just going to pretend it's a whole number. So I am going to write it as 846. And I'm going to divide it by 3. So remember, with division, we always start on the left-hand side. So I look, how many times can 3 go into 8? If I'm thinking of my multiples of 3, my first multiple is 3, my second multiple is 6, and my third multiple is 9. Now 9 is bigger than 8, which means that I'll have to use my second multiple, which is 6. I subtract, and now I end up with 24. I suppose I should put a line here too. I bring that 4 down because I need to make sure, or because I'll have to go down to the next place value. Now I think of my multiples of 3 and what goes into 24. All right, so 9 was my third, 12 is my fourth, 15 is my fifth, 18 is my sixth, 21 is my seventh, and my eighth multiple is 24, and that's exactly the number I need. So I'm going to use my eighth multiple. Now 24 minus 24 is going to equal 0. So now all I have left is this 6 to bring down. And we know, because we already did our multiples, that 3 goes into 6 2 times, and it'll be 6. I'm not going to scroll down, it's fine, I just write a 0 below it. But now I need to take a look. Actually, I lied, I will scroll down because I have to write my answer. Silly Mr. App. Now we have to look at what each sister will get. Well, we have 2, 8, 2. So if I were to put my decimal all the way over here, I'd have 282. My estimate is 3, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If I put my decimal here, I'd have 28. Again, my answer is 3, that doesn't make much sense. If I put my decimal here, my answer is $2.82. Now that sounds like a reasonable answer when my estimate was 3. So each sister will get $2.82. Okay? And that's all you have to do for those. So now that I've done one for you, you'll have to do 2 as well. We also have 4 more problems on this page. Again, you're going to write these dividends as whole numbers. It's just not a word problem. That's the only difference here. So you have to do your estimate again. And then you have to do your division and find what you think the answer is. I'll do one of them for us. So let's look at 3. We have 9 and 44/100 divided by 4. Now this is one where my estimate is going to have a remainder. I'm just going to round it down. I'm going to round it down to 9 divided by 4. Now if I do 9 divided by 4, I know that 4 goes into 9 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. So I have 2 and 1/4. Now remember, it says if there's a remainder, and technically I should be doing this division down here, but I can just do it in my head. If there's a remainder, write it as a fraction and use it to round the quotient to the nearest whole number. Now 1/4. 1/4 is closer to 0/4 than it is to 4/4. So I'm going to round my answer to 2. Now let's do the actual math. So I'm going to have 944. I'm writing it as 944. I'm writing it as a whole number, and I'm going to divide it by 4. So again, I know that 4 goes into 9 2 times, and I get 8. And when I subtract that, I end up with 1. I'm going to bring this 4 down, and I get 14. And let's think. So we know that the second multiple is 8. The third multiple is 12, and the fourth multiple is 16. 16 got too big, so I need to use my third multiple. I have 12. And I'll subtract that. And I end up with 2. Bring my 4 down, and I have 24. When I got to 16 for my fourth multiple, my fifth multiple is 20. My sixth multiple is 24, and look at that. It's exactly what I needed, was my sixth multiple. I'm going to end up with 24. I'll subtract, and I get 0. Ignore that little piece there. Now, as you can see, I did one problem, and I used quite a large space in my grid. There's a chance that you won't be able to fit all of your problems on this grid, so that means you'll just have to grab a scratch sheet of paper. Now, let me look. My estimate was 2, and I have 2, 3, 6. If I put my decimal all the way here, I have 236. That doesn't make any sense. If I put it here, I have 23. That doesn't make any sense. If I put it all the way over here, I have 236 thousandths. That doesn't make any sense. It makes most sense for me to put my decimal right here. So I have 2 and 36 hundredths. So we use our estimate to help us know what the answer is. Okay? So you have to do that on this page. Again, you'll probably run out of space, so you have to do this on a separate sheet of paper. Just make sure to take a picture of that as well when you turn it in on Seesaw. The last thing we get to, or I guess second to last thing, we get to our math boxes for today. Remember with this, you just put X's in on for each one. Okay? And then you'll have to find the difference. We are actually going to skip number 3 today and number 4. So all you have to do is 1 and 2, since we did so much work on those other 2 pages. Then for our homelink, it's the same thing. It's dividing using an estimate. Okay? And then we're doing some multiplication and fraction just as review. We should be able to do this just fine. And I took out those 2 problems on our math journal, so we should be sitting pretty good. Let me know if you need any help.